You're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Vi Hằng from Hanoi with the major stories. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng hosts reception for President of French National Assembly, Claude Barthelon. Hanoi moves in response to 2016 Earth Hour. Vietnam National Museum of Nature attracts visitors. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng hosted a reception for President of the French National Assembly, Claude Barthelon, in Hanoi on March 30th. The Vietnamese party chief spoke highly of the visit by the top legislative leader of France, saying that the visit would help enhance the Vietnam-France cooperative ties. He thanked France and its people for assistance to Vietnam in its socio-economic development, poverty reduction, and international integration. He proposed that the French Parliament continue to support Vietnam through boosting the exchange of visits by delegations and increasing cooperation in trade, education, science, technology, and climate change adaptation. He lauded the French National Assembly for its move to ratify the Partnership and Cooperation Agreement and the Vietnam-EU Free Trade Agreement. The guest said France considers Vietnam to be its important partner in the region and attached importance to strengthening its ties with Vietnam. He advocated Vietnam's point of view of resolving disputes in the East Sea through peaceful means in accordance with international law. A delegation of the National Assembly's Committee for External Relations visited Algeria from March 16 to 19 to cement relations between the two parliaments. The delegation, led by Vice Chairman Ngô Đức Mạnh, had meetings with President of the Algeria-Vietnam Friendship Parliamentarians Group, Ho Chi Maloum, and President of Foreign Affairs Committee of the Algerian People's National Assembly, Beldida Noa Eddin. They also paid a courtesy visit to Deputy Speaker of the Algerian People's National Assembly, Gamia Adalia. At the meetings, the Algerian side affirms Algeria's external policy of supporting the settlement of any dispute based on peaceful negotiation. The two sides agreed to ramp up high-level parliamentary delegation exchange as well as experience sharing in lawmaking. They also planned to boost bilateral cooperation in energy, agriculture, oil and petroleum, tourism and transportation. Major landmarks, businesses and households in Hanoi turns the lights off for 1 hour at 8:30 on March 19th to raise awareness about climate change and show support for energy saving. This is part of activities in the capital city in response of the 2016 Earth Hour, which promotes how a small individual action can make a big influence. The event aims to call on the community, especially young people, to increase public awareness of power saving, environmental protection, and climate change adaptation towards a low-carbon economy.
Tất cả các bạn tình nguyện viên trong sự kiện Giờ Trái Đất năm nay.
Every volunteer of Earth Hour 2016 hopes to raise public awareness of climate change and energy saving. Small action makes big influence, such as turning off one essential lights for 1 hour. Earth Hour is a worldwide grassroots movement uniting people to protect the planet, engaging a massive mainstream community on a broad range of environment issues. Earth Hour was famously started as a lights-up event in Sydney in 2007. Since then, it has grown to engage more than 7,000 cities and towns worldwide, and the 1 hour event continues to remain the key driver of the now larger movement. This is the 8th year Vietnam has responded to the 8th Hour campaign. After the launch in Hanoi, numerous activities on the sidelines will take place across the country throughout the month. Charlestown Commercial Bank for Foreign Trade of Vietnam, or Vietcombank, has been named by Japan's Nikkei Asian Review in the list of 300 most dynamic companies in Asia.
4 other Vietnamese enterprises, FPT, Petro Vietnam Gas, Vinamilk, and Vingroup, are also named in the list. Earlier in 2014, the Nikkei Asian Review also voted Vietcombank as the sole Vietnamese bank in the list of the 100 biggest publicly traded companies of the ASEAN bloc. Last year, Brand Finance, the world's leading brand valuation consultancy firm, announced a list of the world's 500 most valuable banking brands. Accordingly, Brand Finance ranked Vietcombank a brand rating of A, with a brand value of $157 million. With the steady development for years, Vietcombank is striving to become the country's leading bank by 2020.
The latest report from the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales said Vietnam's gross domestic product is expected to stay between 6 and 7% from 2016 to 2018.
Titled Economic Insight Southeast Asia, the survey attributed the growth to improvements in trade assets, which has compensated for slowdowns with some key trade partners. The Vietnamese economy has also diversified with growth in non-textile industries. According to the survey, the country remains the bright spark in the ASEAN economy, with growth accelerating to 6.7% in 2015 as foreign direct investment reached record levels and export growth stayed strong despite low commodity prices. Based on the prediction, the survey said Vietnam's economy will continue to roar ahead in the coming years, while the rest of ASEAN, with the exception of Malaysia, will experience moderate recovery. It also said in 2016, among 6 other ASEAN economies, Vietnam, the Philippines and Indonesia are expected to have the best growth prospects of 6.3%, 6.1% and 5.1% respectively.
There is a village in the capital city of Hanoi where men are at home for only a few days during Lunar New Year holidays, and women shoulder all the hard work. Join us at Thạch Đà village in Mê Linh district to see how these women manage themselves with the chores.
Since her husband has joined a construction team far away from home, Phùng Thị Thu has to transplant 3 rows of rice during cultivation season by herself. Amid the hard work, Thu said he has gotten used to such kinds of chore when her husband is out of town.
These are all our daily activities. We have to overcome difficulties to do the house chores and work in the fields. No one can help us but ourselves.
Such hard work as driving the ploughing machine, running pumps, and even building, local women consider them their daily activities. They all think of their husbands who are far away from home earning money for the family, so they feel they should also keep the house chores done.
It's a bit harder when the men are away, but we can earn more money for our family doing this job. Who can help us but us women? The husbands are away working, the children are at school.
Thạch Đà commune now has 2,500 households with a population of over 14,000 and an average income of roughly $1,350 per person per year. Most of the local men are working as building workers in different provinces throughout the country. In return for this hardship is a better livelihood for the whole family.
As long as we can live together happily and wealthily when our husbands are at home, we can do all the hard work.
Since most of the men in our commune are working far from home, the women have to bear all the hard work. They are just like a sound rear for the men when they go away and earn money for the family.
These women don't feel self-pity being without their husbands. They just wish for good health to take on all the chores so that their husbands and children can keep their minds on their work.
The Prime Minister has approved a project to promote the historic and tourism values of the ancient Hui imperial relic sites in the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế between now and 2024.
The project includes 10 components using state budget from the National Target Program for Cultural Development and another 17 funded by local budget and other sources. The state-funded components target preserving and restoring some relic sites along with preserving and repairing the forbidden areas of the citadel. The province is assigned to work with relevant ministries and agencies to carry out the project effectively in line with the law. The locality is responsible for appraising and approving the component projects as well as supervising the implementation. The ancient Hui imperial relic site was recognized by the UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage in 1993. The Hui Royal Court Music gained the status of an intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2003.
Nearly 10,000 people have visited the Vietnam National Museum of Nature since its opening in Hanoi almost 2 years ago. Coming up next, we'll take a look at how the newly established museum fascinates visitors.
As a family tradition, every weekend, Mr. Phạm Ngọc Tuấn and his family choose a destination to visit. This Sunday, they have decided to visit the Vietnam National Museum of Nature, located at 18 Hoàng Quốc Việt Street, Cầu Giấy District. Within a modest 300 square meters, the museum optimizes its space and positions displays so as to highlight hundreds of items and leave a strong impression in the minds of visitors.
I can appreciate how much the children, including my own, enjoy the museum. They are curious about the exhibits, always asking me if they are still alive or why are they here. And I explain to them that these are people's discoveries made into a collection to introduce the theory of evolution.
With nearly 1,400 items on display, from animals and amphibian reptiles to aquatic creatures and fossils, they tell the story of over 3.6 billion years of life and nature across the globe. Each section is also equipped with a short documentary film to introduce the evolutionary process that has caught the attention of many visitors, especially the children.
I think the museum is very interesting and diverse. It has taught me a lot about science and nature. I find the section on human evolution to be the most fascinating.
With its current infrastructure, the museum has only been able to showcase 2% of its total collection, with the rest being preserved in research labs and function rooms. According to its managers, the government has approved an expansion project for the museum with a vision towards 2020.
Since the opening, our museum has been receiving numerous positive feedbacks from visitors, which is very encouraging. It pushes us to continue expanding so that we can have the space to display even more items and tell more stories about life.
Following the plan, the museum might be moved to Outer Hanoi to fully realize its scale. As such, to benefit a leading national facility in nature exhibition, the construction of the new museum must go hand in hand with a convenient road infrastructure to allow easier access for visitors. Hopefully, in the near future, the Vietnam National Museum of Nature will become an attractive tourist destination not only of the capital city, but also the entire country.
And that has wrapped up our daily bulletin. Thank you for tuning in and goodbye for now.